Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So if today is the first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. I'm styled by AC. So today I'll be showing you how to cut and sew an Ankara short jumbo pant with elastic band. So you can see how it's looking with two side pockets. So for my returning subscribers, thank you so much. So stay tuned as I show you how to cut and sew it. So what I did is I folded my fabric into two, then came out with 1.5, which is what I'll be using for my elastic band. So I came down to how long I want it to be plus 2 inches for turning. So this is it, which I marked. Then what I did is that I came out like in with 3 inches, which will serve as my freeness, which is 2 plus 1 inches, which will serve as my allowance. So that was what I did. Then I just linked the points together. Then I divided my hip by 4, which I placed, as you can see. So what I did is, I note you are marking the 1.5 out, then I'm marking my crotch length, which is my hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches, which gave me 12. So you can see how I'm doing it. So I'm just trying to link the points together. So after doing that, I divided my hip by 4 plus my crouch extension, which is my hip divided by 16, then came out with 1 inch for my allowance. So at my waist measurement, I divided my hip by 4 too, because so I'm using an elastic for my waist, so I want it free. So after doing so, note, make sure you move that 1.5. I marked my waist to my hip measurement, which is 9.5. So I just linked it together, so you can see how it looks. So my waist to my hip to my crotch extension. So I'm just trying to confirm my measurements here. There you can see how it is. So that's a measurement on my crouch extension, on my crouch measurement length. So I will take it at my full length you get. So after doing so, you can see how it is. So I just at that crouch length, I marked 1 inch out, then just made my curve. You can see me doing so. Then I came down with half an inch at that point, then I just slant it. So I'll be cutting it out, as you can see. So I just mark half inch, which will serve as my allowance. You can see me doing so right now. Before I cut it out, so this is it. Then I cut it out. So this is it for the front. Then I place it on my fabric, then came out at that point, at that crotch length, with 2 inches for the back. You can see just like a crouch extension at the back, which is 2 inches. You can use 1.5 if you are slim. So what I did there is that at that point I came in with the 1.5, then came up with 1.5, then place it at this end, 1.5 at that end, because you know that your butt is that the back is bigger than, needs to be longer than your front before I linked it. So after doing so, at that 2 inch I came out with, I'll just be marking it here. That's the crouch. Then before I link it to the 1.5 inch that I took in, which I placed at the other end. So I just do so. Then I slant it to my hip measurement, but it was not showing because of the way I placed my camera. So at that 2 inches I came out, which I'll just be slanting it to my full length measurement. So that was what I did. Note is not going to be straight. You can see the way I'm slanting it. So after doing so, I'll just be cutting it out. So watch the way I'm cutting it out. So I'll cut here too. No, the reason I'm not cutting the two for the back the same because of my fabric, because just the small pieces of cloth I'm just to use to make the pants you get. So this measurement, this stuff for my back, I used to still cut the other piece. But if it's you can start to fold your hole by two, so you can see how it's looking, you can see everything. So this is it. So this is how it is. So I'm done cutting the back, the other part. So I'll just be joining it with a half inch. At that point, I showed you people. So this is how I joined it. This is how it's looking. So for my pocket, I'm going down with let's just say 7.5 inch. So I'll come in with 1 inch, and I'll just slant it the way you can see me doing so. So this is what I did. So after doing so, that's folding my front piece. So after doing so, then my pocket, which is wide by 13, then long by, let's just say 11.5. Then I'll place the stuff, I'll open it into two, then I'll place it at the bottom of under of my cutting, then I'll just cut it. Hope you understood what I was doing. So this is it. So I'll be pinning it, then I'll be placing it. You can see it, the two wrongs knee side facing each other. So after I'm done sewing it by half an inch, you can see it's half an inch. Then I'll turn it inside like this, then bring out the 1.5 inches. The reason why I'm bringing it out by 1.5 inches is because note I cut it out by 1 inch and sew it by half an inch, so that made it 1.5 inch. So I'm just trying to cross check if it's 1.5 inch. So I'll be pinning it before I'll go to my sewing machine and just sew it. So you can see what I'm doing. So for this under, what I'll do is I'll turn it like this, then I'll just sew it together before turning it over and sewing it. So guys, this is how it looks after I was done. So this is when I'm done closing it. So I'll do same for the other side before I'll be putting the back to it. Then I'll just be closing the under like this with 1 inch, which I gave when cutting it. So guys, after I was done for the turning, I gave 2 inches, so that's what I used to turn. Then for sewing it, I gave 1 inch. That's what I used. So after doing so, I'll just be turning it outside, like the inside. So guys, for my elastic band, I'll just be measuring how wide the pant is. That's the waist. Then my elastic should be my waist measurement, my original waist measurement. So I'll just be placing it on one end before I stitch it. Then after doing so, you can see the other end I'll just sew it with half an inch round before folding it. So this is how it's looking. Before I'll just sew it to the pants, then turn it. So guys, this is how it looks. This is how it looks after I was done sewing it and turning it. So your pant is ready, your short pant is ready. So guys, this video was useful to you. Please don't forget to like, share, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye.